to you getting shot before we got detoured. You're in the back of a cab, and you're going to meet up with your wife, Lisa Evers.
To do the morning show.
Angels
in the morning at that time.
Angels in the morning.
Now, let me tell you something. She would always go ahead first. I said, what are you going ahead first? She goes, I got to get all dolled up. She got to put on the makeup. I said, this is radio. This is radio. And I would have to go get the newspapers because there was no internet back then. You had to get the hard copy. So we had our roles in preparing for the morning show. And on that morning, the mob was I-fornicating me and mad-dogging me.
I-fornicating. You can say it. You're allowed to say it.
Of course they were I-fornicating me and mad-dogging me. You see, you got to do it the Sliwanics way.
Okay.
And so they had been following me. Now, you think it was difficult for them tracking me in my red beret and red sateen jacket?
No, man, you're a walking target with this thing, which we'll talk about in a minute.
In the LES, the Lower East Side, Avenue A, St. Mark's Place, across from Tompkins Square Park. This is 1992, this summer.
Okay.
They had already hit me with baseball bats in April of that same year. Hit me 38 times, tooled me up.
Why?
Because they didn't like what I was saying about John Gotti Sr., John Gotti Jr., and the Gambino crime family on the radio. That was the year that John Gotti Sr. finally got found guilty and was going away triple life without parole in Marion, where eventually he died of throat cancer, and I danced the horror of the tarantella until the break of dawn. I was so happy he went to hell without an asbestos suit. So I think you kind of get the idea of why they wanted to cap me and quiet me and silence me, because I wouldn't take the code of omerta. I was telling secrets of their nefarious ways. Now, for example, they always created this myth that, hey, you were a lot safer in a neighborhood with Italian organized crime like Howard Beach than you would be in the neighborhood where the Moulignans lived, East New York and Brownsville. Hey, don't get upset there, Diamond. That's how we referred to black people back then.
But we don't now.
Man, you guys ain't bringing in nickel and dime bags of reefer, man. You're bringing in kilos of heroin, and you're selling it in the black neighborhood, which eventually is like a boomerang, comes into the white neighborhood. So don't give me that yin-yang. And I was talking about the stores that they burnt down because they extorted, arson, all the legs they bent and stuffed into people's pockets, and all the bodies that were MIA because they decided that they would go away and swim with the fishes in Jamaica Bay. So I think you kind of understand, Gandhi.
Yes, I do.
On the most powerful AM station, remember, AM is actor-minded, right? What is AM to you?
All morons.
Oh, okay. But a lot of older people are listening, especially 5-0, the cops, FBI, wise guys, everybody else. And I was giving away their trade secrets. So after they tooled me up with baseball bats and they broke my elbow and they broke my wrist and they learned that I wasn't going to shut my mouth. In fact, I came back the next day with a concussion.
Oh, my God.
They told me you'd have to be in the hospital for a week. I said, later for that. And I told the story of where John Gotti Jr. ended up killing a guy at the Silver Fox, the disco in South Ozone Park, when he came to collect the VIG, and the guy was dancing with his female disco style, you know, with the disco ball. And he said, hey, where's our money? And the guy said, F you. Oh. And all of a sudden, Ruggiero gave him the knife while everybody was standing. And he gutted him out 46 times in front of everybody. And nobody saw nothing except my cousin at the time, Butchie, who was a bit of a lush, who made the mistake of telling me that.
Okay.
So now I decided to tell the whole world. So who do you think called up John Gotti Jr. after that? While listening in the bowels of the federal detention facility while he was on trial, John Gotti Sr. said, you're going to have to kill this guy. He just got you on a murder rap. Oof. There is no statute of limitation. So, hey, if you can't handle it, you and your boys, Ruggiero, McLaughlin, and Kaplan, how did that Jewish guy get in that group that hit me with baseball bats? But he did, instead of studying to be an accountant at Baruch. He said, now you're going to have to go to little Nick Carrazzo and Canarsie with Joe Carrazzo because they hate, they loathe, they despise Curtis. They grew up with him. The Avenue L boys tried to kill him a few times. Give them the contract. So when John Gotti Jr. with his tail between his legs went to see the Carrazzo boys, they said, you tell your pops we'll do it with pleasure, no cost. And that's how they put into motion the plan to shoot and kill me in the back of that yellow cab that they knew I would take every morning in order to get to WABC. Except they told the assassin, the executor, whose name momentarily I will remember because I'm having a little bit of a dense flashback since he shot me 5 times with the hollow point bullets. They told him, don't shoot him in the head. He's going to avoid getting hit. Now, I think these Carrazos were watching too many kung fu movies. Wah, wah, wah. But this guy, the hitman, said, I'm the hitman. I'll determine how I'm going to kill this blankety blank, 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 blank. And his first shot was right in my head, and he missed me.
Hey,
I wish I could say, I made some Bruce Lee kung fu movie move, but no, I was actually stunned. He missed me, and that's when I began to scrabble in the back of the cab.
Was the cab moving at this point?
Of course it was moving.
Oh, my God.
You know why? Because the cab driver was his associate in the Gambino crime family. They had already rigged up that cab. Ooh. They had already taken it to the chop shop right outside of the old Shea Stadium, which was the biggest salvage yard in existence. Carmine Agnello, who was married to that putan, Victoria Gotti Jr. Can I use that name?
You can say whatever you want. We're all going to die.
And he had basically customized it to be a moving coffin. They had cut out the handles inside.
Oh, my God.
Because the Carrazzo said, hey, this guy's going to fight his way. He's not going to just go down for the count. And when I reached for the handle to try to dive into moving traffic, what do you think happened? I got the handle in my hand. I got ugats. I got bupkis in my hand. And the guy is just pouring lead into me. And then luckily,
cab. Jesus.
Luckily, as the cab turned, I had the Guardian Angel radio that I grabbed, and I said, Angel 1, code red, which means whoever you are, wherever you are as a Guardian Angel, I am in a hell of a pickle here, and I need help. And who was awake at Guardian Angel headquarters on 46th and 8th, visiting from Japan, who became eventually our international coordinator, Keiji Ota. Hi. He was like the Jiu-Jitsu of our generation, and he was smoking cigarettes, which you weren't supposed to do, in the headquarters. Luckily, he was breaking the rules, and he got on the radio, Angel 1, code red, Angel 1. And all of a sudden, the schmuck driver thought it was the cops. He all of a sudden takes moves that are going south on Avenue B, and that's when I realized there was an open window in front because the shooter had left the window open because it was hot. It was June 19th, 1992. And man, it was hotter than hell. Thank God it was hot. So he had opened the window, and I dove through the open window. I made it halfway out. He crashed into the parked cars, which sort of like squeezed me, and then he put a last shot in the back. The driver and the gunman worked together on this, pushed me out. I became a speed bump right on Avenue B and 6th Street.
You got run over?
No.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
No, to the side. They figured I was dead. It was R.I.P.
I would have thought so, too.
Can you imagine me without guardrails?
Isn't that what's happening right now?
Let's just say this is a podcast, so I can say almost anything.
Okay.
Almost anything.
You can say
Other
anything.
than they should fire Elvis Duran and the whole Z100 crew.
So I have been working here for 7.5 years. We switched buildings. We used to be in another building. Now we're here. And the entire time that I've been here, not once have I seen a protest. Your ass is here for what, like 3 weeks, 2 weeks? And all of a sudden, Diamond comes in one morning, if you want to pull up to a microphone, Diamond, and she says,
they are protesting outside. And we couldn't figure out who they were protesting. And then someone goes, oh, they're protesting Curtis Sliwa.
Of course.
What?
Protest de jour. That's how you know you're somebody when people protest. And you pimped my ride. Before I could be on the front page of the next day's New York Post, who's out there? Your crew with Elvis Duran protesting against himself.
That's right. We saw it, looked like a good idea.
Now, that was a great pivot and shift. That was a great turnaround. That was a great pirouette. You got me.
We got you.
You got me.
You got by us. It was us
that
because
I was going to be front page of the New York Post, lead story on page 6. You stole my thunder.
Listen, those people were nuts. The one guy had on a white Trump jersey.
Yeah, they were three-eyed cousin fornicators. There's no doubt.
No, there was something off about
from
them.
a trailer camp.
And they stayed, man. They stayed for quite some time because Diamond called it when she walked in. She said there's something weird happening outside. And we all looked and we saw this dude sort of pacing back and forth. And then when I left at the end of the day, our threat assessment team stops me at the elevators. Sorry, you can't go forward. Wait for us. I was like, what is going on? This chaos over there. I said,
No,
Sliwa!
hold on a second.
Yeah.
The threat assessment team. That's very corporate. How come that threat assessment team always says, go ahead, Curtis, go ahead, leave. You can leave now. Go ahead, crawl into the belly of the beast.
Nah, man, they stopped me right there. You're not going anywhere. I was like, what is happening?
See, that
Alex? I can
shows
hear
you.
it.
That shows you that they choose you, number one, second to none. That I'm just a little pisher. I'm a person of no consequence in this corporate empire of iHeart. That, everybody with Elvis Duran, he's God, and all of his contributors, his ensemble, they're untouchables. You know what an untouchable is, don't you? Thank
you're
you.
using it in exact opposite terms. Yes.
They're untouchables.
The untouchables in India are bad. To be untouchable here, good. You can't touch us.